Okay, welcome to this meeting of the Netarts-Oceanside Sanitary District Board, first minutes, guys, as the tag end of the budget committee. For us to go ahead and adopt the budget that's been approved through the regular procedures. So I'll call this meeting of the Sort of Budget Committee to order. And motion to approve the budget minutes from May 21, 2026 budget meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Okay, any corrections or comments? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we will review the budget documents and adopt the actual budget itself. Can I motion to do that?
I move that we review and adopt the budget.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
There are no changes here, I believe. From the budget we looked at last time.
All right, so I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor of adopting the fiscal year 2026-27 budget as proposed, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. And next, we will adopt in the packet resolution 2603, which actually adopts the budget for the fiscal year. We entertain a motion to do that.
I'll make a motion to adopt the budget.
Adopt the resolution.
Adopt the resolution.
And I'll second the motion to adopt resolution 2603.
Discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, I will go ahead and vote. All in favor of adopting the resolution 2603 regarding the budget, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. I will now call to order the regular board meeting. I guess I will, to the extent it was necessary, I'll adjourn that sort of budget committee meeting. Provided the regular board meeting. Calling it to order. First item is to approve the agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda. I'll second.
Questions or additions? Okay, hearing none. I'll call for a vote. All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Is approved. All right, are there any guests? Anybody online?
Michael Miller.
Michael Miller? Okay. Welcome, Michael Miller, to the meeting. If you have any comments or questions you'd like to place with us right now, why don't you go ahead? Okay. Welcome. Welcome to Observe. We're glad to have you here. And we have had no public comments from our public attendee, so we'll move on to board questions, comments, or discussion.
Should we verify that it's working? Yeah.
This is one that's been on several times.
He's got his mic on.
Okay.
I can see his mic is turned on.
Okay.
Yes, no.
He has never said
And
anything.
the system says he's unverified.
Okay.
So,
All right. It's not I ask.
And I'm going to assume since he's been here a number of occasions, he has not yet communicated any problems with
Okay.
hearing or talking with us. We'll go ahead
All
and
right.
assume that to be the case until he lets us know otherwise. I did not hear any board questions or comments besides that one. So we'll move on to reviewing the minutes of the May 21st, 2026 regular board meeting. I will give a motion to approve those minutes.
I move that we approve the May 21st, 2026 board minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, moved and seconded. We'll move on to any discussion, questions or comments about the minutes.
Did not notice anything when I was looking earlier.
Okay. Hearing none, we will go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor of approving the May 21, 2026 regular board meeting minutes, say aye.
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 Opposed? Move on to April 30, 2026 financial documents for review. This is not a board action item, so they just look at them and pose any questions.
It's for comparison.
Yes, if we have both April and May. or-
Okay, I'll go ahead and combine the review of those then. Yes, or compare the one, item, we will, I will be on the motion to approve the May documents after folks have had a chance to do that. Dan, is there anything in the May 31 documents that you can call to our attention?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and also quickly answer if there's any comments on the Tuesday, 31st, 2026 documents. Yeah. Just I gave everybody a chance to compare and then they said, okay, that was rated as well. For the second one, and here now, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion for approval of the May 31, 2026 financial documents.
I like a motion to approve.
I will second that.
Okay, any further opportunities here for discussion or question? Dan? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor of approving the May 31, 2026 financial documents, say aye.
All right.
Aye.
All opposed? They are approved. Moving on to the May 2026 board audits of accounts payable. This is not an action item, but please feel free to raise any concerns or questions you have about them.
The, not a question, it's just the Springbrook, annual subscription and I probably number every time I see it.
The what is it?
The Springbrook annual,
Yeah.
subscription. That's wow. $2,000.
Do we get cable with that?
Oh, the cloud subscription.
It's
Yeah.
our.
We get cable, and we get free movies on Disney?
Is that based on that's not based on like service you have, is it based on data storage?
It's based on like, cause we have payroll that's included and then we
All
have,
modules.
yeah, you pay for all of that.
Business modules?
Yeah.
Payroll, and
Everything, PERS, everything that's
So
happening.
yeah,
Personnel services,
all that random.
yes, billing.
that does our budget, our payroll, our accounts payable, utility billing.
I remember having the same reaction last year. It's like, oh, it's a big number.
I thought AL was supposed to make everything cheaper. We're just gonna talk into a computer and fix everything.
Okay, so eye popping was no written.
The fee to Cable Houston was for the, NHIGA. Is that what we're paying them for?
Well, it's IGA, then there were a couple other things that were, doing on the Avalon pump station
No, that's
project.
right. That's right.
And the IGA for the public is intergovernmental agreement.
Right.
And it's so great. I'm sorry, I just got one hundred. Did we get a board show for the repairs?
Yes,
Dan, I think he'll go over it and then just.
Okay, I just need to get it so I can put it up my folks.
me? No, that's your job.
I'll send it to you.
What are you discussing?
The board approved a couple months ago to have the, maintenance done on the fuel system outside.
Yeah.
And we received the invoice.
Okay,
Fuel system.
Sorry, I had a senior moment for a moment.
all right, so that,
We have.
we haven't paid now, so it's not in the
Yeah.
financial report.
And the $3,000 to West Tech is for the pump station.
Yes, yeah, for the Avalon pump station design.
Yeah.
And that is separate from any other of those things we have.
Yeah. That was what my assumption was. I was just checking.
Okay, any other questions or comments on that?
Yeah, the other question I had, there are two DO meter basin number one. Item 19, the last one, and then 19,782 and 19,795.
Last one. Where can you put it?
That's installation and programming.
Okay, and the
So the actual meter was
oh, got it.
and then the installation was separate.
Okay,
We had already had the meter on site for the, yeah, it was separate.
yeah. Okay,
Okay, anything else? Okay, then we'll consider that completed and move on to the district report. huh?
The treatment plant's running well within its permit limits. We ran those earlier, you guys probably haven't seen TSS that high. We're trying to get the treatment plant to run on extremely low flow right now. So we're fighting to keep the two bases operating. This is a normal transition from spring to summer. On the collection system, number one, Portland Avenue, they've removed all of the walls that they put in, the metal walls, concrete, all those structure is gone. If you go up and look, it looks like nothing's really been done, but it has. It's been, all that's been removed. The county and I, we did require them to put 12-inch size rock back in place in the lower wall and plant some lower vegetation, kind of like what was already there. There was vegetation before they tore it all out. Something's got to hold that hillside when it starts to rain. Yeah. So they planted fresh vegetation at the bottom, and I met on site with the county and the property owner's contractor. So
I saw it, they were doing plantings and I didn't know they had done anything else. I thought they're landscaping and they're gonna tear it out. But okay.
no, so they tore the other stuff out and then they went back and they
Just
brought in rock. Yeah, yeah. And they had to redo all
Dan,
that.
just out of morbid curiosity, they have a finish date?
My understanding, other than there's some more stuff they have to do for the county down below that has to do with storm on the lower part of the road. I think you already saw some of that vegetation. But for us, for our easement area, it's completed. And for where the county has their storm line.
So they'll be getting a certificate of occupancy soon.
I assume that's up to them now. I know there were other items that doesn't involve the district that Chris lady was working on. So I don't know how close that is to complete. But I signed off on the district's part of it already. So the main pump station, we're still trying to figure out the flow failures. It's not anything that's critical. It doesn't take much to get the pump started back up again once it faults. It's hard to chase down electrical and computer controlled items because you almost have to be there when it happens to see what triggers it. So we're still working on that. That will probably still go on for a while. All the other pump stations are running without any serious issues. The treatment plant is running well within its permit limits. The lower Avalon pump station project, it is moving right now. We're working with Spectrum, figure out where they need conduits so we can place structures, because the telemetry and SCADA will be through the internet, not through radio that low. If we tried to use radio, we'd have to put up a 35-foot tower. Not real neighbor friendly.
there was some conversation about doing Elon Musk's Starlink. Have we decided against that?
Well, we started it with going on the internet because we're already tied in with Spectrum at our other pump station.
Yeah,
I don't know what the cost would be to try to change that
yeah.
over to Starlink, or how dependable Starlink would be if you lose, if you lose signal right now, it's hardwired, it'll be hardwired.
Yeah.
And we won't have any fail rates. Now, it's not a critical pump station.
Yeah.
So if it fails down there, we have time to respond. It's unlike the main pump station, which is remain out for both Netarts and Oceanside.
Oh, it makes sense to me to stay with what we've got running everything else.
Well, we just don't have as many comms failures
Right.
when we use the internet.
Yeah.
Q's has installed the new computer. They're working with Brian now to do the software upgrades. They're telling us probably that the total of 45 days, so there's still probably another, 4 weeks left? Because they have to build it custom for your setup, so. CAG has completed the installation of all of the security cameras. We have security cameras now on the inside of the main pump station down below. So anything happens in there, we'll be able to see what happened. These are just a few of the cameras that you see in here. This is kind of these were leftover screen and stuff, so they just set it up in here. But we have additional cameras. We can pretty much see the entire grounds down.
Do you have it like on your desktop? You can.
It's on my desktop,
through.
it's on our cell phones. We install it on all the district computers. So if the guys are in the lab on a weekend, they can bring them up on that computer. Did you get to that one?
That one I'm not sure.
Okay, but it'll be on, so if they're here by themselves, they can monitor it.
And is there a recording of?
They are motion activated, yes. Right now, we're working on what they call screen out, because it's using up all the memory too quick. I mean, the wind blows, the branches are starting to move, and it's activating the camera. So now we're just fine tuning it right now is what we're doing. There's screen outs that you can't see it on here, but you can screen out all those trees on that upper left one. So if they move, they won't trigger to start recording, because that just uses up your storable memory.
And then how long do we keep recording?
Right now, these are set for, I believe, 30 days. And then the DVR erases and rolls over and starts over again.
Okay.
Now you can go in, still shot this. You can download if you need to just take before it's deleted, you can save it. Something there that you need to save. We're still learning the system ourselves on what we can do with it, but all of it's activated. These even have mics on them. I don't know if they have speakers yet, but you can actually hear on these cameras. So you can turn that on and you can be able to hear.
So if I show up at the front door and start ranting,
Yes,
you'll record it.
yeah, we can. Yeah,
Or we can just program it to ignore that, like the trees.
ignore it. Yeah.
So in the parking lot, for example, every time a car pulls in or pulls out, it'll activate the camera and will record the camera as a car coming in and out.
It just recorded on the lower camera. That's the far upper right. We can see the trees moving. They got the coyote running across there. And it gets the deer running, walking in front of the bears, whatever. It's the wildlife.
That's cool.
And these are much clearer than the old cameras.
Oh, that looks good.
So these are rated for facial. So it won't pixelize when like if you have a break-in or something, you can actually expand it and get a picture of the face. You get a picture of the license plate numbers.
License plate types, yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's what these cameras are rated to do. And the field of vision, one camera now from the old cameras to new one is another 40% wider. So we can actually cover, as you can see, before you could just barely see that structure on that lagoon. Now you can see all the way across the other lagoons. And then we have one facing down to the lagoons from the UV. And for safety reasons too, since the guys are out here on weekends by themselves, we have a camera now that can see them up there on top of the headwork. So if something happens, you'll be able to see where it's going.
We want these to last a long time because they're so expensive.
Yeah, right. But these were the same money as all the other ones, only these don't require a cloud service per camera.
Per camera.
Yeah, which was $178 a year per camera.
Thanks.
So this does not.
Dan, can I ask a personal favor of the staff? When we get into August and September, if you guys just happen to be looking at the camera and see smoke, just call me anyway. Because August and September are supposed to be super bad here. So if you guys saw something even in the distance, well, I'm not sure what that is. I'll go look.
So on your office out there, there's a camera now on the back of it, so we can see the forest, the background, everything behind the buildings too.
So even if you're not sure, I don't care. I'll go look. Better to catch it early than halfway into the.
So yes, if there's any smoke or anything like that, I mean,
You just happen to see it and you're like,
yeah.
what? Just
Well, I'm on the cameras all the time anyway.
call me and I'll send somebody out to look.
Okay. So that is complete. So the district's 2001 crane truck or smaller one. It's a 2001. We bought it new. It's in for repairs. It stopped running. It's started cutting out real bad. The filler neck is steel going into like a plastic gas tank. Well, the back one, the auxiliary tank, it rusted. It put rust into the tank, sucked it through the fuel system, plugged up the filter, got into the injectors. The injectors alone for the engine are almost $2,000 just to change the injector.
Was Brian driving?
Sean was actually. So a truck doesn't get driven every day, but just due to its age, it spent the good first half, 2/3 of its life outside, on the coast down at the old plant where there was nowhere to park it inside. So it's showing some of that. It's still in good shape, but this is an estimate for replacing the fuel tank, the fuel lines,
Do you like
fuel filters, and the injectors in the truck.
to look diesel? Or somewhere else?
No,
S&R.
SNR. Yeah, it's gas engine. It's got a
Oh,
6-liter LS in it.
I heard he's pretty good.
Yes.
Number 6, I left this on here. We are still talking with Solutions, yes, that it is. And it's just a matter of when they stop supporting this and we can no longer get stuff for it, then we'll look at leasing it and then we'll bring that to the board when we're ready to do that. We want to get some more life out of it. And then, of course, we'll have to go through the surplusing thing. If we lease, we'll never have to do that again. And then it just automatically upgrades when they're no longer become serviceable. And that's all I have.
Wonder if we could go back to the main pump station.
Okay.
So how long have we been having this problem?
Off and on for probably 12, 15 years. It's intermittent. And we're not gonna just, we've changed out everything's items that change, check valves. We've done all that. We've pretty much determined now it's not mechanical. It's gotta be something in the electrical system. It could be we've changed out control panels.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be something in the control panel. Xylem's not seeing it my way. They're pointing at other stuff. So, but now we're getting into the expensive stuff to have to change if we do. Well, they want us to change out another check valve. Well, that's over $8,000. And you got to dismantle the piping to change it.
And you don't even know if that'll fix it.
It won't fix it because it's holding vacuum. So it's not losing prime. And it only happens on one of the pumps. It's the only one it happens on.
So what happens when this function goes bad?
So it gets a pressure lock, like an airlock in it. And when the other pump starts up, that's in the wet well, air compresses, but liquid does not. So when it gets that air in there, it just compresses and then the pump can't push it through because what it does is it compresses the air the check valve will open and then close. It's got a limit switch on it, sends an electrical signal back to the panel, it says flow fail, and it shuts the pump down. There's nothing wrong with the pump. So.
What does that mean? You have to send somebody out to look at it?
Well, we don't, it's not on a critical fault issue that requires a call out. They come in the morning, they'll see it on the screen, they'll go down and they'll prime the pump. And we'll restart the system. But we thought maybe it was related to low flows.
Mhm.
The longer it sits between flows, are we leaking off? Are we getting air in? Is the pump sucking air in from the head or the head unit? And it's not. And we are finding out that there are shutdown timers in it. And there's also what's called a break. And if those are not kind of timed the same, which I think that's where we're going with this, then it could cause this pump to shut off, this pump to keep running and shut down slower. And what it'll do is it sits there and it mixes the water and cavitates it. If you ever used a mixer before in a bowl, you'll see how it foams it up. Well, that creates air bubbles. I think that's where we're getting our pressure and our air from.
How come just this one pump?
Because I think it's the control panel issue. I think it's either a setting on that, for that one pump, or it's something going bad in the control panel that tells it when to shut down and how to shut down.
And why did they want it to be something mechanical and not something else?
Well, all of your manufacturers want to blame another manufacturer. It wasn't our equipment, it was somebody else's equipment. We just want it fixed.
Yeah.
Now, has Xylem and Tag gone out and looked at this before? I
Well,
just
we've had
remember.
Well, no, we've had Xylem here several times.
Right.
When they said the control panel failed, Tag was the one that came in. Gary Jenks, the owner, came in from Tag, and he found out it was a sequencing issue on how they started programming back up. You know, when you have a power outage and the generator doesn't fire up, you know, you have a problem with programming. So he fixed that. We didn't have to spend $75,000 on a control panel. But Brian and I have talked, we think we're gonna bring Tag in to have a look at the electrical side because they build control panels. Matter of fact, they built most all we through. So when it comes to control panels, I don't says it's not ours, that's a Tag panel, not a, even though it says item all over it. That's why we're getting away from proprietary control rooms. So when that one upgrades, most likely we won't use Xylem controllers anymore. So it's not critical, but I leave it on here so the board knows that we're still working on it. It's still an issue that we're having, but it's not a critical issue. And it's not a mechanical failure. The pumps aren't gonna have to go to be rebuilt or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess my concern is, you know, if you got a malfunction in one area, hopefully it's not gonna grow to something else.
Precisely why we're staying on it, why it stays on the district for. So
How long does it take to restart it when it's?
Couple
it takes you anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes to restart it. Depends
You
how
do?
much air pressure's in there.
Can you do that mobily?
No, we have to physically
No,
go down there.
that's,
Okay.
that depends on how stable that is.
So you bleed off the air and
So we have other redundant backups, Jim. So if that pump set doesn't work and we get high flows, it's set on one of the next level transducers or a cane. It will trigger that second set to come back on and pump it down. So it's redundant backup.
And we can still bypass it.
Further questions or comments on the district court? Hearing none, we'll move on to old business. Avalon Pump Station was addressed in the report. Did you have any facilities on that add in that regard?
No, I don't think.
Okay, workshop update, just a reminder to hold your schedule free, 4 o'clock on July 16th. We're going to get return to be discussing our workshop. In that regard, you have in your packets email correspondence that I have with the Halem Bay Wastewater Agency. At our last discussion, I was tasked with contacting them about what kind of measures they have taken to for emergency, for disasters, and also, how they've oriented themselves or integrated themselves with their really, sophisticated emergency organization that they have up there. And so, here's the response here. I think we're not going to talk about it here. I just want to be sure you had a chance to see it before we do discuss it. One thing I would highlight before you is that they have this actually independent of their agency core who had ideas they didn't agree with. The wastewater agency up there came up with the idea of siting some septic systems in areas with their communities as a backup to the backup for when all power goes out, basically, septic systems to use for waste.
It's a really good idea.
Well, we'll talk about that. I asked Dan to take a look at it with an open mind and to look at its merits and also its disadvantages and alternatives and creative ways we might combine what they've done with stuff that we are going to do. So I think it started my brain spinning, and I think it'll do the same for you, and we'll talk about that too. Discussion on July 16th. Okay, the board duties and responsibilities policy manual. John has asked that we defer action, further action on that until he can be here since he drafted it. I have offered you, last time, as I understood it, we were in the midst of a discussion about what actually the rules are here about folks that are appointed midway in vacancies. And we discussed the two options. One was that folks just serve out the term of the person that they've replaced and then go for election, then if they want to. The other option, which was kind of the way John had drafted it, was that person comes on and then puts themselves on the ballot at the very next opportunity. And I think we kind of weighed in favor of, I was pretty strong as again, was keeping it simple and someone just filling out the term of the person they replace. So in that vein, I went ahead and drafted some language to effectuate that, to revise what's currently in there. You've got a copy of it. We're not going to take action on that, but I need to let you know why that was in there. Next topic was a district Facebook page, as I recall. We were kind of still having our discussion on the merits of it. We were kind of in the middle of discussion of risks of how it would be used. My original thought was that it was going to be kind of used as a parallel to the website, as another window to the community on who we are and what's going on, maybe announcements. And then Simeon broached the idea that it could also be used as a communications channel to help put out our version of facts in the events we wanted to talk to the public about. I raised some concerns about the legal sides of that, and the impact it could have on litigation. Dan was, if I understand it, he kind of thought that we had kind of leaned against the whole idea and didn't pursue it further and didn't remember that he was actually going to talk with Councilor Clark, which you then did today. When I spoke with him, that was still just coming in.
Yeah.
So, okay, now what did you hear from council?
So council said, yes, it's a commonplace anymore in a lot of cities, public entities do. There's a lot more considerations for doing a Facebook public. You have to worry about ADA. You have to make sure that you have somebody that can support it. Your Facebook prepared for that. He's going to prepare basically a letter of memorandum of the positive and negatives of doing it, the risks and the benefits of it, and how legal counsel recommends if you go there to a Facebook, how you should set it up. What he wasn't aware of today, so you have to do it, you have to set it up on somebody's personal account, start a personal account, and then do the public. So he's going to check what kind of liabilities there are for the person that is actually set up under. And should it be a board member? Should it be a employee of the district? Something like that. So he's going to have those. So we should have a memorandum for the next board meeting. So that'll give us a clearer look at the liabilities and risks.
Okay.
And the benefits as well.
Sounds good.
You guys use Streamline, the Streamline is helpful with the ADA stuff.
Yeah, we do all of that with them, and we did the doc access too.
Yeah.
With our website, ADA compliant.
I thought Streamline said they don't do
They don't.
ADA for Facebook.
They don't do Facebook.
That's the other
no.
thing. They don't cover the ADA. They do for our
I
website.
think we talked about Facebook, with Facebook and using that. ADA,
Okay, so we're going to then
move on.
keep that on the agenda for next.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good enough. Moving on to new business, and I should, by the way, to these resolutions and the one that we voted on earlier, they've been prepared for John's signature. My first reaction was, I don't think that can happen if he wasn't here for the meeting, but check with council, and apparently you can sign on behalf of the board if the board is okay with that. So, That's-
Motion or just an okay?
I think that is there any objection to John signing it when he comes back on Monday or Tuesday? It was a way to keep Aaron from having to redo the documents, if it wasn't legally necessary. I didn't have any, I had qualms, but I don't specialize in this area. Council
He said, once you have it approved and it's in your minutes, then it doesn't matter really when they're signed because they're enforced when you approve them, adopt them.
Okay. So while I have qualms, I have no objections. If anybody else has objections?
No.
All right, and that's how we will proceed. Let's move on, first of all, to resolution 2602, the list of delinquent accounts which will be certified to Philomath County. You know, and the estate, let's proceed.
I think it's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
She was last
Okay, well,
year, so she,
I will quit picking on her.
I think she's been good for 2
She's
years.
a good sport about it, but. Any comments on that? Oh, wait a minute, sorry, first of all, I need to entertain a motion to adopt resolution 2602, list of delinquent accounts.
I moved
Right.
that we adopt 2602.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Okay, now, discussion.
My only question when I looked at this, taking aside the people who are not in district, are there any people here that we ought to be putting in touch with the assistance program? Are there people in financial trouble that we need to reach out to in some way?
A majority of these people didn't respond, so I guess it would be hard to find out if they're in.
So this is just an observation. You all got us our mailing list that we sent out for our fundraising and our open house. And we got like a considerable amount of mail back. So I apologize, I didn't save those. It might have been helpful to tell you, but you might probably already know.
Yeah, I mean, because those are the monthly bills, so
Yeah.
those are ones that we would get back monthly. We do have quite a bit of people that we don't have correct contact information. And we can only go off of what the Toma County has if the address isn't working, and half the time that mailing address isn't accurate either, so.
Next, the county's tax
Yeah.
statement mailing addresses? Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, are a lot of those Airbnbs, or we're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I do know that a lot of these are reoccurring. We certify every year.
The reason I asked is because the Airbnbs, if you guys want to do drive-bys, they will have the county sign outside with a contact number. It has to go through Sarah for, they have a file for emergency stuff on Airbnb. So it has to have an emergency contact. And even if it was the renting, like the property manager, they would have to have a contact with the owner. I only know that because of fire stuff, but it's just maybe a way to track some people down if these guys want to play detective. I got spare binoculars.
We have procedures in place after they're haven't been for a certain amount of time and goes to further kind of action on.
Yeah, so these are only people who are 3 months or more behind when they get.
It's not everyone that's doing it a month.
No, it has to be 3 months or more.
Okay, any further questions about the delinquent list? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and vote on favor of approving resolution 2602 for the delinquent accounts. To be certified to Tillamook County, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
All opposed? Resolution passes. The next resolution, 2604, imposes our annual tax. This is a minor part of our that was generated on the result of a very tiny millage rate on the property tax, but still it needs to be done in the right way, by resolution. Any special comments from staff on this or any?
Nope.
All right, I guess first of all, I better entertain a motion to adopt resolution 2604, opposing the tax.
Motion to accept 2604, resolution for 2604.
I'll second that.
Okay, moved and seconded, make time for further discussion, if any. All right, hearing none, we will take a vote on resolution 2604, imposing the tax. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
right.
Opposed. Passes. Correspondence, I'm aware of any,
I don't have any.
and we have no executive session. Does the board have any other comments, questions they want
All right.
to, before we adjourn?
Did the mobile carts, is there any news on that?
haven't heard have you?
No, nothing's been brought to us, and I know that they're still working on the old, is it the old Bigfoot that used to be a cafe? Sugarfoot. They're still working on that, but it has not gone active. I got a building request that I approved today for Trillium subdivision. So some folks are building a house in Trillium. There have been a couple more, but it's been pretty slow on building stuff. So for new hookups, but I haven't heard anything about the food cart.
Okay,
We just know that Chims are moving forward with the county,
Yeah,
but that's it. And the second food cart that we were told about, I haven't seen anything on it.
yeah, and that's they've got a fresh seafood
right.
trailer.
that's
It's
something.
not really a food cart. They're
No.
just selling seafood out of
Yeah,
the trailer,
Yeah.
but they're moving into the restaurant area. So at some point we'll get a restaurant.
Okay, because I was looking at that. I know it's Jay Andy and somebody else partnered up on selling seafood out of this,
Yeah.
out of those, trade.
And eventually they requested and I granted them permission to put like a boiler pot. So they're gonna have oil crabs or.
Well, they put a sink outside too, but I don't see it connected to anything.
Yeah, that's something we could follow.
So we need to keep an eye on that, but that's not connected into a clean out or something
Yeah.
like that. But I still think there's, we're still receiving user fees on that, right?
Honestly, I would have to look.
Oh,
I have no idea.
a Rachel restaurant.
Yeah, I don't
Sure,
know. I have to look.
Okay.
Cause I don't know who
Yes.
owns it, so it's not to me right now. It's not.
Well, I'm gonna have the guys, when they drive by, I'm gonna have them take a look at that sink to see.
I've actually taken a look at it already. They have the garage open. As of right now, it looks like they pulled it out of the kitchen area because they're in there working and doing remodeling.
Okay.
That's what it appears. Yeah, that's what it appears like. So.
I guess we could stop by and tell them the grease trap.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so, for the adjourn, I'll just go ahead and do personal privilege, Mr. Michael Miller. Any other comments you want to make? I do, speaking for myself, do hope that someday you will do us the courtesy of identifying yourself, you know, the nature of your interest and whether you are actually a member or resident of the district. These are all things that we could help make this more informative for you to let us know what you need. Otherwise, you are welcome to keep attending, but I remain hopeful that someday you'll actually know who you are. With that, adjourn.
Adjourned.
6:13.
Thank you, Mr. Camden.
Yeah.
That was quick and painless. Mostly painless.
That was an easy example.
We are closed tomorrow. And Monday.
Can I get it tonight? Because
Yeah.
I'm hoping up my folks on Saturday.
Yeah. Let me grab my key.
Sorry,
Oh,
somebody's gonna screw your.
Nope. Jason.